Good morning. Welcome to Speaking of Animals. I'm Amy Cartenuto from Flagler Humane Society. My guest today is Pia Hidalgo. Pia is one of our amazing dog walkers at the Humane Society. She's been volunteering with us for almost a year. She is from California, right, Pia? And moved to Palm Coast just over a year ago. She's actually worked in banking, and so with the banking background, Pia has come up with a kind of ingenious, thinking out of the box way to help Flagler Humane Society. So she's going to host a teen finance lab to help high school students who, I think in high school now, they learn all kinds of crazy things, but sometimes just some little things that we think are kind of common sense, I guess. When it comes to money, handling money, Pia's going to help them out. So, Pia, can you, first of all, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for
and can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be hosting, and then it's going to benefit the shelter?
Sure, yes. So the Teen Finance Lab is a workshop I created to help high school students learn money skill we all wish we had earlier in life. Mm-hmm. We're going to cover things like budget, how credit works, how to avoid banking fees, and how to start saving for the future. That's very important. But I want to make it fun. You know, we're going to do games, we're going to do real life scenarios, and maybe some role playing, depending on how many students sign up. So yeah, I'm very excited.
That's cool. I like the, like you say, to make it fun.
Not like a lecture.
Right. So they won't even realize that they're learning. It's going to be fun. And then you're charging a small fee, and then that's all coming to the shelter animals, right?
Yes. So it's $25 per student, and it's all going to the Flagler Humane Society. And then there's also a discount. If you refer someone, you get $10 off. Mm-hmm. And then if there's more teens in the family, the second teen pays $15. So it's very affordable. Mm-hmm. And it's probably going to be, again, depending on how many students sign up, but from an hour to 2 hours.
Okay. And that's going to be July 9th at the shelter in our education room.
Yes.
Well, and our education room right now actually has a few residents in it, huh? Right, Tilly? I didn't mention yet our co-host. Our co-host, who's anxious to get on the microphone here, is Tilly. Sorry, Tilly, we let Pia talk first. Tilly is up for adoption at the shelter. She's about a 7-year-old. I think the owner signed her in and said Keeshond, but I see a few other breeds as well. I don't know, Dachshund-ish. She's whatever you like, and she's super sweet. She came from a home where there were cats and a lot of other dogs, so she's friendly with everybody. She actually just went to lunch with me. We had a meeting at Johnny D's, who also got to do a shameless plug for Johnny D's, and he does the Tater Tot fundraiser for Flagler Humane Society. But so we had a meeting just now we came from, and Tilly was at Johnny D's, and she was very well behaved. And so Tilly's up for adoption at the shelter. Come visit her. She's house trained. Super nice girl. So she's our co-host, along with you, Pia. Sorry that Tilly stole the show there, getting on the microphone. She's taking the spotlight,
for sure.
Panting on the microphone. So back to the Teen Finance Lab that you're doing for us. It's July 9th at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And how do people register?
So there is a Google QR code, and you just... Oh, she's so sweet. So yeah, there is. I know you guys have posted that on your social media, and then there is also there's flyers at the shelter. But yeah, there is a QR code. You just scan with your phone, and then you register, and then you just pay at the door when you go to the shelter.
Okay.
The front desk.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for doing that for us. I think it's really different. It's like it's nice to highlight that kind of thing, because it's not, people think when we're asking for help and donations, there's so many other creative ways to help. It's not just, here's my credit card, or this is something I would have never thought of us doing, but I think it's going to be, hopefully it'll be well attended and the kids will learn from it, and then you'll help them with their finances and they'll grow up and become donors to the Humane Society.
There you go. Yeah, and then I think this is a full circle project where the community helps teens and then teens help the animals. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully, like you said, hopefully it goes well. And I am happy to keep doing it,
Excellent.
If teens like it.
Yes, really. I'm sure they will. Like you say, you're going to make it fun for them. So what else exciting about you can we talk about? I know you've been a pet owner, and you said you started volunteering kind of in memory of somebody that you had lost.
Yes. My best friend, Lucy, I had her for 15 years since she was a puppy, and she passed June of last year. Mm-hmm. Then shortly after I started volunteering, and it was a very difficult time in my life. And honestly, the shelter dogs got me out of bed. Mm-hmm. There were times where I was like, I don't feel like doing anything, and then I just remember their little faces and how happy they get to go outside. And I was like, no, let me just go. Yeah, so.
I totally believe that and agree, because there's sometimes, on the surface it looks like we're helping the animals, but in reality they're helping us sometimes even more than we're helping them. I firmly believe that. So, Well, tell us more about Lucy. What kind of dog was she?
She was a black lab.
Aw.
Very active. She was always ready to go. We used to do everything together. She drove with me from California all the way to Florida. Aww. It took us 4 days. So she was my best friend, always ready to go out, always just ready to have fun. We used to go to the beach a lot. And I feel like once I got here, she was okay, my mom's safe. She was already 15, so she was older. Mm-hmm. So it's time for me to go. I don't know. There's I felt like she was okay, I just want to make sure she's safe, and then I can go.
Aww. She helped you get, and that too, people will surrender animals to the shelter because they're moving, and it can be done. You can move with a pet. It takes a little extra work.
Yes.
But
thank you for bringing that up, because yes, it is true. And it was fun. We stopped at the Grand Canyon.
Aww.
And I have some pictures of us.
Aww.
So I don't know, just pets make your life 10 times better.
For sure. Definitely. Well,
Tilly
wants to talk. I don't know what stories she has to tell, but she's up at the microphone. Everybody can probably hear her panting. And Tilly, you're the most active canine guest, I think.
Senior
we've
canine
on this show.
Maybe she needs to go out.
Maybe. Well, she's been out. So Tilly is one of many, actually. A lot of times at the shelter we have more big dogs than little dogs. But right now we do have a lot of little dogs. There was a case where a gentleman just kind of got in over his head. And so we got 17 dogs and 9 cats from one house.
Wow.
And, so Tilly's one of those. So she's, like I said, she's used to other dogs and cats. She's just super easygoing. So we'd love to see Tilly get a new permanent home where she can be loved forever and ever. So, all right, Tilly's going to take us out to our break. So we will be right back with Tilly and Pia and Amy. Welcome back to Speaking of Animals. I'm Amy Caratenuto here with Pia Hidalgo and our canine co-host Tilly, who's been she's put the headphones on and she's in the microphone. She's definitely a radio personality, I think. So Pia, I know you're one of our dog walkers, which is amazing. All of our dogs get outside at least twice a day between the morning when we clean and we put them in the play yards, and then the volunteers come in the afternoon. But for people, and I know, like we were saying, walking dogs is good for the dogs and for the humans. Mm-hmm. But for people that can't come and walk dogs, we have other ideas?
Yes, there's many ways you can volunteer. You can actually help with the laundry.
Yes, always laundry at the shelter.
Fresh blankets go a long way for our pups. And right now we have a Kong drive. We already have a lot of medium Kongs and large. Mainly we need extra large Kongs or XXL Kongs because most of our dogs are big. Mm-hmm. So if you can bring some of those, that helps a lot with peanut butter or cheese.
Yeah, I think most everybody knows what I think most everybody knows what Kongs are, but just in case, if you don't know what a Kong is,
I don't know if we have a camera somewhere.
Kongs are like these super hard. They say non-destructible, but we've seen them. They're like super hard rubber, and then you put cheese or peanut butter or something in them, and then the dogs, it keeps the dogs busy while they get the treat out from the Kong. And so they're a little, they can be a little pricey when you have as many animals as we do. So that's why we're, putting it out there. If somebody would like to help with our canine enrichment but can't necessarily come in and volunteer themselves, Kongs are super cool. It just keeps the dogs busy. Like, you think about it, if they're in their kennels for any length of time, it can be a little boring. So the Kongs are a nice something for them to do.
Yeah, we put them in the freezer, and they just love. I mean, peanut butter, I think, is their favorite.
Yes.
They just go ham at it for hours.
Yes. And so also, besides dog stuff, we always talk mostly about dogs, but I got to make sure that cats are not left out. We got to, cats are not second-class citizens. We have a lot of cat people that care about the cats. So there's an event actually this Saturday, June 28th at the library in Palm Coast. They're doing a kitten yoga event. And we're supplying the kittens. So there's going to be kittens available for adoption. And it's really just, come for, make a donation to the shelter, whether it's, monetary donation or supplies. We are always looking for canned cat food and canned kitten food right now are the big things that we need. So if you bring, a couple cans of cat food and come do some yoga and have kittens climbing over you while you're doing yoga, those are cool events. If you've never been, I think it started with goat yoga years ago.
Yeah. That's so nice.
I know. It'll be fun. And that's at the library. And we have those kind of events, every so often, and it's something different, something different. We're going to have kitties up for adoption. We also have a volunteer who made a beautiful quilt for us and donated it. It's got cats on it. I'll have to make sure you go on our website or on our Facebook page and look for it. It's Betty Plyler makes the most beautiful quilts, and so she made this one for us, and it's all cats. That's really cool. And so we're doing tickets for that raffle. Tickets are $5 each, or 5 tickets for $20. And we're going to do the drawing August 17th at another cat adoption event that we're going to have at the shelter. Mm-hmm. We're going to do Coffee with the Cats on August 17th. One of our volunteers, Jeff, who is the crazy cat guy. I say that in a loving way. He knows we call him the crazy cat guy. Jeff's sponsoring that. He's doing, coffee and donuts and stuff. And so it's Coffee with the Cats. We'll have cats wandering around the education room so people can, get to know them a little bit better than you can when you go in and you see them in the confined, in the cages and colony rooms. So that should be fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yay, so many new projects and
yes, never a dull moment, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about you. And I know you mentioned that you had done some acting. That's interesting.
Yes, and I should probably also say I used to be a banker. I was a banker for 15 years, and that's why I came up with this idea. People probably listening like, what? She knows what she's doing. No, I was a banker for 15 years, And then after that, my son was older, so I decided to follow my dreams, and I took some acting classes and started acting professionally in Los Angeles. And then after 2 years, sadly, I got sick, and that's how I ended up moving to Florida to live with my parents.
Oh, okay.
But I'm way better now,
Awesome.
and I'm
Very
always
good.
looking for opportunities, creative opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm so glad that you landed at Flagler Humane Society, and and you're helping us with taking care of the dogs and making sure that they're happy. I mean, you see it every day when you take them out, and they really do appreciate the time out, even though it's hot outside. I think they enjoy the walks, and
They don't mind at all.
Yeah.
It's so rewarding to see in their faces.
Mm-hmm. And play groups. Have you helped with play groups at all, or?
Yes,
Okay.
I used to. I know right now we're taking a little break from that.
The
but
big ones, at least.
The
I
big
think
ones,
We're doing
yes.
small play groups right now. In the heat, it's kind of got to make them short and sweet.
That's good, yes, because it's getting hot. But yeah, seeing the dogs play, it's just so much fun.
Yeah, it's so rewarding, and whether or not it's with us or another organization or dogs, cats, whatever, working with animals it's unique as far as sometimes people are not as appreciative as animals, and we definitely. The rewards definitely come right back to us. Somebody like Tilly, hopefully we'll have we'll get an adoption for her this week, and I can come on next week and say she got adopted. One of the dogs that we had on real recently, Honey, got adopted. Honey was the radio co-host recently. She was the collie, really sweet, beautiful, beautiful collie mix. So. We get in all shapes and sizes. Make sure you check on our website. All of our animals, all of our adoptable animals are up on the website. And we're open 7 days a week, do adoptions until 7 on Mondays and Fridays, and then till 5 every other day during the week. So if you have room in your home and room in your heart, make sure you come out. We've got dogs, cats, rats, mice, rabbits, guinea pigs.
How about the pigs?
Pigs. The pigs are supposed to go home this weekend. We have somebody that is going to take the pigs. I just hope it really, really happens. We will definitely have a celebration because we've had those pigs, and they're not little. They're 400. I think they're one's
big.
probably 400 pounds, and they've been at the shelter about 10 months now.
10 months.
So.
Yes.
So. Well, we are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Welcome back to Speaking of Animals. I'm Amy here with Pia and Tilly. And Pia, if you will remind everybody the Teen Finance Lab that you're doing to benefit the Humane Society, how do they sign up again?
So I know there's a flyer on your guys' social media and then my social media, but I also created an event on Facebook. So if you go, Palmco's events, Teen Finance Lab, you should be able to see the flyer and sign up.
Perfect. And then, like you said, they just sign up and then they pay at the door. The day of. And again, that's July 9th at the shelter in our education room. So we also have summer camp coming up that next week after that. We've got kids summer camp. The 3rd through 5th grade starts July 14th. And then the 6th through 8th grade starts 2 weeks later on July 28th. So that's always fun. Summer camp is cool. And hopefully we're teaching the kids, humane education. They learn about dogs, cats, and other species. They can watch our doctor do surgery if they want. And they make a lot of crafts. And it's fun. It's fun for the kids. And like you were saying, they're learning, but they don't know they're learning because it's fun. They're having fun. So hopefully we're going to do all kinds of silly cat games with them and silly dog games, and they're going to have a blast. So, come see us at the Humane Society. Like I said, we're open 7 days a week. We also have our thrift store. So and like Pia was saying, if you volunteering, sometimes you had said, what if people don't want to volunteer at the shelter? You can volunteer at the thrift store. We're on Palm Coast Parkway across from the new hospital on the eastbound lane between Wendy's and Sherwin-Williams. So come see our thrift store. We got a lot of good stuff, and all the proceeds go to help the dogs and the cats and everything else at the shelter. So... Well, thanks so much for being my guest today, Pia.
Thank you. This was fun. Thanks.
Yeah, it was fun. And Tilly was a little noisy, but I think she was a pretty good co-host, too.
Yes.
Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. We really appreciate. And like I said, come see us at the Humane Society. Thank you again, and we will talk to you next week.